Healing from damaged emotions and hidden abuse. Self-help when struggling with the parent and adult child, toxic family members, or other challenging relationships. Written by Donna Jensen. Narrated by Diedra. Introduction. It was supposed to be a lazy Sunday, but today I had run myself ragged. Again. It started with the water on the veranda. I had used the hose to water all the new seedlings in the vegetable patch, and then topped up the water feature and the potted ferns that hung by the windows looking dry and pale. "You've got water all over my chair," my mother complained testily. I looked down. There were a few small droplets, not many, on the arm of her plastic garden chair. I felt tired, and it was only 10 a.m. "How about a thank you?" I said quietly. She paused from her complaints to glare at me and said, "Well, do not wet my chair. You do not need to water these ferns. I'll do it." There was no thank you. Later on, the Sunday meal I made was presented and picked over. "You've made too much rice. And this gravy tastes funny," were two of the many complaints. It seemed like anger roiled perpetually under the surface of a woman who looked like a sweet old granny to most, but in my experience surely wasn't. She wasn't the only one who had needs. My kids looked to me to support and guide them, and I knew right now I was doing a pretty terrible job. On this day, like many others, I heard myself snapping in irritation at stupid things. My tolerance broke down to almost nothing. By the afternoon, I found it impossible to relax. I realized I was walking around with a hard knot of tension somewhere in my solar plexus, and a tight, scratchy throat from all the words I really wanted to say, but had not. I tried meditating and playing some calming music. No go! I was just left with this misery and feeling of helplessness and frustration. This was how I usually ended up feeling around my mother. From her point of view, she believed she was both reasonable and loving. From mine, not so much. It is not that I blame my parents and the mother wound for all my bad behavior and problems, but it is what it is. Most people have something about their childhoods or parent relationships that messed with their heads. It is not unique. You may feel especially victimized, but in truth, chat with pretty much anyone, and they will all have their horror stories and pain to share too. It is when you face what was, learn to process all that stuff, release.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?